What's going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and let me get some music up in this bitch. Sorry, I forgot to turn that on beforehand. Welcome back to the ICBA. This is going to be the Week 5 game. We are going up against JB Westside and his Arkansas Razorwinds. Real quick, before I get into the video, I want to give a massive shout out to my boy Aaron2420. He's listening into the battle right now. But most importantly, we've been in call for like 5 hours all day today, setting up a bunch of stuff for custom firmware, custom backgrounds, and a bunch of stuff like that. So seriously, if you guys are into high quality content with custom backgrounds and just an amazing overall experience, I'm going to leave Aaron's Twitch and YouTube in the description down below. Go give him a follow on Twitter. Also, go give him a follow on Twitter and follow his, or sub to his YouTube. Thank you. Sorry. So real quick, team, Flying EMZ, Rock Polish, Lando, Spadef Unaware Clef, Expert Belt Toxic Spike, Scolipede, Megalotti, I forget what Megalotti is, I think it's just like really bulky with multiple attacks and Toxic, Fat P2, Fat Steelix. So, hold on, my mother just texted me, let me tell her I'm recording. I'm recording. Love you. Lit. Okay, so, I want to go with the Ultra Beast music because the background for this one is sick. I'm super excited for you guys to see this. It's going to bring a whole new level of quality for us. So excited for this. Okay, he actually brought a bunch of shit that I didn't expect that is surprising, but at the same time, it's okay. So he did bring Togekiss. I was kind of sort of surprised that nobody in any of my mocks brought it. So we'll go Togekiss. Alolan Marowak is kind of surprising. Also, I just took Garchomp off the layout because I'm a bot. Steelix is just my overall best lead, realistically. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set all of that. So we have Silvally over Drapion. I just want Silvally normal. Is that too much to ask for? And then Alolan. 32 seconds. So Alolan is something that I was a little bit scared of because I don't really have the best switch-ins to it, but granted, nobody does, so it is what it is. He does have a good amount of stealth rockers, so let's go ahead and hop into it. I'm so excited to see this! I'm so excited to see this. I'm also really excited to play JB Westside again. Super excited. If I had to guess, I would say he's going to lead off with either... Oh my god! That looks so clean. Crabcore. Metagross. Okay. So this is really good for me because I have my Metagross check in. Like, one of them at least. I have multiple. I'm going to fire off an Earthquake right away because I'm not 2-shot... actually, after Leftovers, I think I'm not 3-shot by this thing. And I don't want him to, like, sub up. If he goes into Electros, I can get up my Stealth Rocks. It's a really, really, really good scenario for me, so... Okay. Even if he flamethrowers me here, I don't really care too much. Just overall, getting up my Stealth Rocks is super important. Weakening this thing is also really important for my Landorus winning in the back, but that's a good ways away. That's a good ways away. This background is clean! Aaron, if you're listening, holy shit, dude. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know you're probably looking at chats and reading fun shit, but thank you for this. Okay, so something to keep in mind here is my Clef is actually hardly useful at all this game because he didn't bring Manaphy. So part of me wants to go into that, but part of me also wants to go into my Megalotti because, like, Megalotti also doesn't really give a shit, like, of anything that this wants to do to me. Yeah, like this thing, even if he's knock, that's only doing like 30% to me. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go into my Megalati, actually. I think that's just overall the safest play. He doesn't really have the best switch into it either, because I can Toxic Togekiss, I can Ice Beam Garchomp, I can Shadow Ball Marowak. Like, I have really, really good ways of dealing with it. And this Flamethrower is gonna be doing like 13%. Like, it's doing 0. So now, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna Mega Evolve, and I kinda just wanna throw off a Toxic. Because if I get Togekiss on the switch in, I can Ice Beam it afterwards, and it'll be really, really hard to switch into. Besides, to switch into this, being Metagross wouldn't want to take a Toxic anyway. Or it wouldn't want to take, like, a Shadow Ball if you switched into it. So I'm just going to go ahead and go for a Toxic. If I get a Toxic off on this thing, that's fine as well. It would weaken it a lot for a bunch of different things. Horse. Okay. Is this Silvally Dark? I think it is. I'm like 95% positive. This is really good. Does Silvally get knockoff? I don't think it does. It doesn't. Okay, lit. So I think P2 is just overall safe here. He can Pursuit Trap me, which won't kill me. But I think just going into my P2 is the overall safest play. So I really want to keep this thing healthy. I could also just go right into my Clef to scout for what he wants to do. And his switch-ins to Moonblast aren't really that great, so that's what I'm going to do. He can go for Iron Head here if he wants to and predict the switch-in. Parting Shot, okay. So let's see what he wants to go into. If he goes into his Alola, that's a little scary because I don't have good ways of dealing with it. If he goes into his Garchomp, I can still hurt it with Moonblast. He went into this thing, which is kind of scary. Yeah, I have to switch out here. I'm going to go into my Steelix. Definitely going to go into my Steelix. Having up Stealth Rocks for him is going to hurt him a lot. Like, Togekiss taking 25%. When Silvally comes back in, it's going to be at about 65-ish% after Poison. Alolan Marowak taking 25% will be pretty big. If he goes straight for Meteor Mash, I can also take 2 Earthquakes from this thing from full with my Steelix. If he goes straight for Meteor Mash, that's fine as well. He's going to pull a double and go back into this thing. Okay. Okay. So here what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Clef, because, as I said, it's not as useful, but because I've seen that he has, like, Flamethrower, Knockoff, I assume he has U-Turn and Thunderbolt, maybe Volt Switch and Thunderbolt. U-Turn makes more sense, though. I want to be able to start spamming Moonblast. Like, even if his Metagross comes in, it's going to take Rocks, it's going to take Moonblast, it's not going to be, like, at a super high amount of health, meaning that he's automatically in range of Earthquake from my Lando if I get up to a +2. So, I think this is the overall safer play. If he U-turns, wow. Another double, just a touch? Okay, this is fine. This is fine. So, this is another thing I really liked about this team that I built. I had a lot of different switch-ins to a lot of different things. So we tried to catch my Megalati switch-in, which obviously didn't work. I think Garchomp is one of his Z-move users, if I'm not mistaken. It is. So a Z move here would take me out from either one of his Pokemon. Or from like Z Earthquake or Z Poison Jab. However, if he is Z, that means that he's not able to... He's not able to outspeed my Lottie. I'm gonna go into my Porygon 2. Because Porygon 2, just realistically, it shrugs off a Z move if he goes for it. And I think he is going to go for a Z move here. If he does anything. And having the download boost is really, really good. He goes for Toxic. Great play. If I'd clicked Moonblast there. So part of me here wants to click Foul Play. I think Foul Play will do more to his team overall. He's definitely not going to stay in knowing that I could just fire off an Ice Beam. And if he wants to get in his Metagross on this thing, to try to like hammer on me or anything like that, yeah, I'm going to go for a Foul Play. I'm really hoping he brings in his, wow, I brought in Togekiss. Okay. That's unfortunate. If I clicked Ice Beam there, it would have done a lot. Okay. Let me think about how I want to play this for a second. Because I don't really want to let this thing get flinched down. I'm fine with risking one and going for an Ice Beam, but after that I have to switch out. The only issue is I don't really know what I would switch into. I guess I can go into Licks, but I'm going to go for an Ice Beam, just to see if he flinches me. I think he would click Roost here. Oh, Defog. Sweet. So I'm going to get off a nice solid like 50% on this thing with my P2. I can get up rocks super easily against him, which is really nice. This is a +1. Yep, a little bit over 50%. So now he's forced to Roost. And my P2 is getting very weakened, and I don't like that. So what do I want to go into? I kind of want to go into my Scolipede, expecting the Roost here. Because there's no way that he's going to click Air Slash and let me kill this thing or risk, like, the flinch chance, especially when I have a Steelix right there. I think Steelix is the safer play. I really do think Steelix is the safer play. Because if he goes into his Electros, I can just start spamming Heavy Slam versus him. I'm gonna go for Heavy Slam before I go for Stealth Rocks because I don't want him to stay in and like spam spam Defog against me. That would kind of be a waste. Or would it? I'm gonna go for Stealth Rock because now when he comes in, he's gonna be at a little bit weaker amount of health. This thing is getting weakened too. So last time I made the prediction of going into my Clef. This time I'm going to go back into my Mega Lottie. I'm going to go back in my Mega Lottie. It just seems like the smarter play right now. Main reason why I want to go into Lottie instead is because if he goes for knockoff, my Lottie can recover it up. Yeah, just seems like overall safer. And I have rocks up again, so I'm going to be pressuring his team a lot with rocks. Acid Spray. Cool ass tech. Love that move on Electros. However, how much does it matter for me if he has, like, HP Ice? Does 70%? I'm at 152. I'm at 81%. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fire off a Toxic. If he switches out again, that's fine. He's taking more Stealth Rocks damage. That's all I really care about. Yeah. Horse, again, fine. He's taking Stealth Rocks. He's taking poison damage. I don't really care. For some reason it lagged for a second, I don't know why. I think I'm going to make the exact same play of going into my Clef. Unfortunately, there isn't a lot of opportunity for me to get an offensive kill here, but the second that something dies... Hold on one second. The second that something dies here, I'll be in a great position. I don't really care what he goes into. If he goes into Togekiss, I'm going to Wish Up, and I'm going to get my P2 healthy. Or I could just Wish Pass into literally anything. This thing, again, is taking more Stealth Rocks. This is great. I'm going to go right into my Licks. Really slow game so far. Really, really, really slow game. Okay. So this Meteor Mash does nothing because I avoid it, which is lit. So because he's been going into his Electros, I kind of want to predict it and go for Ice Fang. Get some damage off on him. He's not going to stay in because even 2 Earthquakes doesn't kill me from this range. And he might go into Garchomp here as well. That's possible. Okay, so he went into this thing. It's going to be like... It's going to be at a little bit over 50% after this, depending on his investment. Yep. Okay. Sweet. So, again, same exact play. I think this time I'm going to go into my Mega Lottie. He's going to withdraw. What's he going into? He's having to make super offensive doubles. So just a touch is Garchomp. Does this thing... This thing went for Toxic. Is this thing really Scarf Toxic? It's a roll to kill me if he's Dragon Claw. If he is Scarfed, I'm going to try to kill this thing right now. Get it off my screen. If he's Scarfed with Dragon Claw, it does 71 to 86. I'm at 81. The roll is heavily in my favor. And he is Scarf Toxic. Okay. That's fine. Garchomp is now dead. I need to create a notepad. Garchomp dies to Ice Beam from Lottie. Okay. That's really, really good. That's really, really good for me. Mainly because it took out his Scarfer, it took out one of his fastest Pokemon. Now I know for a fact that the second I get up a Rock Polish with my Lando, I should win. If I can two-shot this thing with Ice Beam, I'm going to. If I can two-shot this thing with Ice Beam, I'm going to. Because if he defogs here, that's fine. Like, this thing will be weakened, and I can get up rocks so easily. And depending on his investment, this always two-shots, like, no matter what. But, depending on his investment, it could actually one-shot. If he's, like, super offensive. Like, with no bulk investment, it one-shots. Does 46 to 56. No, he's at 60. I've been playing safe the whole game. I needed to make a read there. I needed to make a play of trying to kill something. And now Lottie is going to two-shot this thing. And he went for Roost. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go into my Steelix here because I don't want to allow him to defog for free. And I don't want my Mega Lottie to get too weakened, because as of right now, it's still able to tank hits from Electros and shit like that. So going to Steelix here is just overall safe. And I do still have a lot of really good win cons in the back. I still have my Scolipede. I still have my Lando. Like, Tool Shed? What's this? Oh, this is the, this thing. Okay. Okay, if he's Jolly, he actually does not KO me with a Flare Blitz. And my Earthquake puts him in range of a bunch of different shit. I know I'm losing one of my best Mega Metagross checks. But I don't know what else I would really want to get rid of right here. I guess I could get rid of P2. I think P2 is actually the safer play. He's going to pull a double and go into what? Oh, this thing? Okay. This thing is taking more rocks. That's fine. Actually, do I get the special attack boost? Yep. Ice Beam is doing 22%, which puts him in range of Stone Edge. And then I set up a Rock Polish with my Lando and I win. Realistically, because everything is pretty much in range. And by pretty much, I mean everything is in range. So part of me wants to just sack this thing off. Yeah, Lando does so much work to him right now. I don't want this thing to die. I don't. But at the same time, my Lando can set up on literally everything. Aside from Silvally because of Ice Beam, but it can set up on pretty much everything else. I'm gonna go for another Ice Beam, just to see what he does. I would need to hit multiple Stone Edges, that's my only concern. And I actually do die to Toxic here, which is good. Okay. Porygon 2 dies to Toxic from Garchomp. Okay. Everything is in range of Lando. I just need to hit multiple Stone Edges. And even then, this thing is weak enough to the point to where my Scolipede also just wins. So I click Rock Polish. He can go for Hidden Power Ice, I don't really care. It doesn't KO me, literally ever. Flamethrower. This shit burns me right now. Thank God. Okay, Stone Edge 1. And I hit. Lit. Landorus kills Eel with Stone Edge. is my first time running Stone Edge in a league game in literally years. Not even joking with you guys. Not even joking. So Earthquake, going from top to bottom on the layout, Earthquake, Stone Edge, Z-Fly, Earthquake. And I think it's game. And I think that might be game. Even if it's not game, his team will be so weakened. Okay. Going to click Stone Edge here, and I need to hit it. I fucking love Lando. I fucking love Lando. Such a good Pokemon. Holy shit. It's literally... This thing was the kill leader, right? It was the kill leader. Oh my god, it's so good. So good. Does Earthquake kill this thing? No, not if he's defensive. So here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop the Z-Fly, and we're going to get to see the first Z move with the nice background. Oh my gosh. Landorus kills Silvally with Z-Fly. This is so clean. This, oh my gosh, this update to the freaking... quality is through the roof, guys. Amazing. Now, Earthquake does kill this thing. I've EV'd it to where it does like 80% minimum. So I just hit Earthquake. Such a good Pokemon. This Pokemon's busted. And to think, some leagues actually allow this shit with like unlimited Z moves and Ubers and all that other stuff. It's insane to me. So fun fact, real quick, I'm going to talk to you guys for a minute. In NPA, whenever we were allowing unlimited Z moves and allowing things like Mega Mawile and shit like that, I said we need to ban Landorus because Landorus was so good. And this is exactly why. Landorus is a phenomenal Pokemon. GG to my buddy JB Westside. I'm sorry that I feel like I kind of sort of cheesed the differential a little bit, but at the same time, I needed a big win to put me in first. If you guys did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like down below for me. Also, make sure you go check out my buddy JB Westside and Aaron. Both of their links to literally everything is going to be down in the description below. But with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.